Hello everyone, it's Karina with Karina Loves to Plan. Thank you for joining me on my channel today where I discuss all things planners, fountain pens, and fountain pen inks. Today, I decided that I'm going to go through basically all of the inks where I have more than one of a particular brand. And the reason that I'm doing this is one, it's fun to swatch inks, but two, I really just want to go through what I have and really take an inventory and take stock of what I have and see if there's anything that I can let go of or basically let go of, because I'm going through that point where I feel like I do have a lot and I don't need it all. And that's also why I've been doing like these ink explorations, because I want to see what inks do I have in a particular color family and whether or not I need them all. And I think that's the whole premise of this, is that I want to cut down on my spending, on my acquisitions, but also cut down on what I currently own, because it is a lot. And doing these inventories will help me figure out, that is the hope, help me figure out what I can keep and what I can let go of. So today I'm going through all of my, I guess, bottled inks, or the brands that are of the letter A. So it will be Anderillium stationery, Anderillium and Amodio stationery. Oh boy. All right. And I'll be swatching them in my Hobonichi A5 notebook, and I'll be using my Speedball B nib as well as my Kakimori stainless steel nib, and these are both on my River City Penco nib holders. Let's get started. The first ink in the Anderillium family is Atlas Moth Brown. Now these smaller bottles were sent to me by Anderillium, and I'm very grateful for all of the inks that they've sent. Now this is a lovely rich brown, and when I actually wash that Speedball nib off in the water, it goes into this lovely red or pink. So this is Anderillium. Sorry if I start to giggle, because Lucy is sleeping under my desk and she is snoring. Nope. Come on, Karina. Write this out properly. This is not Telemothone. This is Atlas Moth Brown. And do some figure eights. And oops. Oh my gosh, I can't get that. Get the line width properly here. Lovely. A really dark, rich brown, but compared to other browns that I have in my collection, do I really need this? Do I really need to keep this? I think I'm going to ask myself that out of all of the inks that I own today. It's just, do I really need it? So that is, it's a beautiful ink, but do I need it? And this Atlas Moth Brown. The next ink in the Anderillium family is Banded King Shoemaker Butterfly Blue. And I actually really like this blue, although I don't have a lot of blues. Actually, that's not true. I have some blues, and I always thought that blues were probably the least number that I have. But according to my ink explorations recently, I have quite a few, and I may have already given some away. But out of blues in general, I really like this tone of blue. Banded King Shoemaker Butterfly. And I'll leave that at that. It's a very long name, but it is a lovely blue. I don't think I really have anything that looks like it already, but I will go through all the different color families to see if I do already own something like this, and if I do I need to keep this? What makes this different from everything else that I've got? So that is Anderillium Banded King Shoemaker Butterfly Blue. The next in the Anderillium family is Cuttlefish Brown. Now, I remember saying that I wasn't, I don't know if I was a big fan of this brown, but let's see. Oh, I hear a fire truck outside my house. I wonder what is going on. So Anderillium, Cuttlefish Brown. It's definitely a darker brown, deeper tone than Atlas Moth Brown, and looks more like black when I write with it. But I feel like it's a warmer brown than Atlas Moth Brown. But again, it's one of those things where, let's compare this to all my other browns. Do I really need these two? Probably not. And they look very similar, but also in writing, I prefer browns that actually look brown rather than those that look black. So there might be two here that are already up for the chopping block. Oh my gosh, I'm making it sound like I'm on an episode of Survivor, but no, that is Anderillium Cuttlefish Brown. Next we have Pompadour Cotinga Burgundy, and I know I really, really like this one. This was not one that I expected to like, but it's that purpley pink that is just so stunning. And I know I just did a pink ink comparison recently, and there isn't really anything else in my collection that looks like this. I love it. So Anderillium, Pompadour, Cotinga, Burgundy. And just look at that. Beautiful. Lovely. Such a gorgeous color, and definitely one that I'm going to keep in my collection because I don't have anything like it. So Pompadour Cotinga Burgundy. The next ink is Roseate Spoonbill Pink. Again, I actually just swatched this one recently in my pink ink exploration and realized that it's quite the highlighter pink, but not one that I would choose to write with. Great for painting, but not necessarily one that I would write with. It's that kind of highlighter pink. Now, is this something that I should keep as a just in case? Or do I just say it's okay if I let this one go? It's pretty, but it's not something I would actively choose to ink a pen up with. And in that regard, am I wasting its potential because I'm not putting it into a pen when I'm sure that this could be loved by somebody else? I don't know. Anderillium, Roseate Spoonbill Pink. The next one is Shoebill Stork Gray. Now, gray inks are actually, I don't have a lot of gray inks. I think I literally have maybe 2 or 3, and this is one of them. The other gray that I have is Diamine Earl Grey. And yeah, grays are not normally something that I go for because I just feel like it's, you know, another shade of black, which it technically is, but I don't own a lot of black inks, and it's not one that I go for. Anderillium, Shoebill Stork Gray. So, one to think about. Like, I love Diamine Earl Grey, but because of that, I don't think I necessarily need another gray. So it's Anderillium, Shoebill Stork Gray, a really lovely gray. Like but it doesn't have the chroma shading properties that Diamine Earl Grey does. And when I'm thinking about an ink, I don't necessarily want a gray ink that looks more black in the writing. Although this one doesn't look too bad. So this one I might have to think about. It's Anderillium, Shoebill Stork Gray. The next one is Spirula Green. And I haven't used this in a while. I think the last time that I used this was in my Pilot Vanishing Point Forest Green, which that pen I ended up selling. Ooh, that's lovely. And I have to look back at my green ink exploration to just check if there's anything else like this in my collection. Funny enough, when it comes to green, like green is my favorite color, I say in nature, But when it comes to fountain pen inks, it's not one that I gravitate to. It's really interesting. And maybe my preferences have changed over time. It's a really lovely green and it seems to be very well behaved. I just think that maybe I already own something like this. And I'm going to actually look quickly here at my green ink exploration from a few months ago. I think it was back in April that I did it. Yeah. You know, I don't actually have anything like it in my collection. And there's a lot of greens in here. Just going through that. Yeah, like it's right there. I don't have a lot of, I don't think there's really anything else in my collection that looks like it. Huh. Interesting. So that is Anderillium, Spirula Green. I think I'm going to keep that one. And the last in the Anderillium family is Tulip Moth Warm. Now, I did get a sample of this and I hoarded it and I used it. And then I went to the Chicago Pen Show and I had to have it. It was one of the, I think it was one of the only inks that I purchased. I don't purchase inks from pen shows too often, but oh, look at that. This is a brown that I will keep. Well, one, because I bought a big bottle jar of it, but two, I really prefer browns that you can tell it's brown from the writing sample. I don't want a brown that looks like it's black. So Tulip Moth Warm. And this is just so pretty. It's such a warm, comfy brown. Oh, let's add a little bit more to that one. See? Just, yeah. I'm keeping that one because it's beautiful. Beautiful. And of course, because I bought this at the Chicago Pen Show, there's a little bit of a sentimentality towards it because I had to go out of my, I say go out of my way, but purchased it at a pen show. But look at how that's drying. Beautiful, beautiful. So Anderillium, Tulip Moth Warm. So next in my A inks are my Amodio stationery. These I received from Eric, Amodio stationery, when I was in Chicago. And oh my gosh, these are beautiful, beautiful inks. So the first one that I will be swatching here is Kicks. And I don't own very many oranges, but I really like that one. But also, there's something to be said about like a friend of yours producing beautiful, beautiful inks. So this is Amodio stationery. Kicks. And this was really well behaved in my extra fine nib. But also I painted my camping collection with these inks, which were so fun to paint with. So this is definitely a collection I'll be keeping. So that is Amodio stationery Kicks. The next in this line is Toasty Joggers. I love the color of this one, and it's that kind of golden honey, like beautiful yellowy color, which I mean, I didn't think I'd like this type of color, but it's really lovely. So Amodio stationery, Toasty Joggers. And this was a fun one to paint with as well. Really lovely ink, really well behaved. Beautiful. But also for like a yellow like this, quite legible, which is hard to find with these golden colors. So that is Amodio stationery Toasty Joggers. The next in this line is Teal Waistband. And I have to give props to Eric. The colors he chose or created for this line to match with the mascot for Amodio Stationery are just perfect. Awesome, awesome match. I used this ink in my Franklin Christoph, I think in June, in the month of June, and it was a wonderful match, those two, but also it just performed really well. And I think that also is a huge part of why I want to keep these, because they are fantastic colors, but they do perform really well. So this one is teal waistband. Lovely. Oops. Look at that gorgeous, gorgeous color. Beautiful. And I'm actually going to check out my green inks again to see if there's anything else that I have that's like it. When did I do green? There we go. And I didn't put it with, I didn't have it when I had the green inks. I don't think there's really anything that I currently own that's like it. It's lovely. So that is Amodio Stationery Teal Waistband. And the last from Amodio Stationery is Blue Suntan. I really like this tone of blue, the kind of grayish light blue. It is similar to Diamine Celadon Cat. I feel like it is anyway, but I'll pull out my blue ink exploration and double check here. So this is Amodio Stationery Blue Suntan. I think I got a little bit of another color in there somehow. But yeah, look at this light blue. Well, it is my favorite tone of blue or color of blue ink, because there's so many different shades of blue, but this one is my absolute favorite. So that is Amodio Stationery Blue Suntan, and we're just going to do a quick double check here to see if it matches or looks like any other blues. So this is Diamine Celadon Cat, and that's storied blue, and then blue suntan. So this definitely has a little bit more chromo shading. It's got a little bit of a pink base, and storied blue is very similar to Celadon Cat. So I think I actually got, or I gave storied blue away, and I'm going to keep blue suntan and Diamine Celadon Cat. So again, Amodio Stationery Blue Suntan. So there are all of my A inks, or the two brands of A. We've got Anderillium and Amodio Stationery. And from this exercise, I've definitely decided what I'm going to keep, but also what I hope to let go of. And I'm going to create, I guess, like a big de-stash pile. And I plan to do that with a lot of my stationery as well over the next couple months and figure out where to go from there. But the de-stash is essentially going to be really taking stock of what I currently own and letting go of what it is that I do not need and won't actually use. So the three that I've decided from this exercise that I'm going to let go of are Atlas Moth Brown, Cuttlefish Brown, and Roseate Spoonbill Pink. But everything else I will be keeping. All right, but that is it for me. Thank you all so much for watching. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. If you like this video, don't forget to hit that like button and to subscribe. Thanks again for watching, and have yourselves a great day.